Hello, lovelies. This is 5 Minute Manifesting, and I'm your host, Lovey Brown. Thank you so much for listening. I'm thrilled that you're here. And today, I want to talk to you about how you're going to feel when you get your manifestation. And so, Neville Goddard talks about how in your imagination, you should develop the tones of reality. So, I want you to think about your life now, how it feels. Like when there's something you're really used to, even if it's something you really enjoy and you really like. I'm trying to think of an example. So, think of like starting a yoga practice, and you have a yoga studio that you really love. And maybe when you first started going to that yoga studio, there was a little bit of heightened excitement, a little bit of anxiety, maybe even from like going into a new place that you were unfamiliar with. But eventually you get used to going to it, and it just feels really natural for you to go to this yoga studio and engage in your yoga practice. And that could be anything. It could be your job. You were really excited when you got it, and then now it's just kind of regular. So that's kind of how your manifestation is going to feel to you. Only that excited part, that like feeling of heightened sort of excitement, is going to be in your imagination before it happens. And then the natural part is going to be when it happens in your 3D reality, in your actual life. So I have a manifestation that I've been working on for a few months now happen. I mentioned it yesterday. It happened, over the last couple of days. It happened again today. It's really exciting. Theoretically, in fact, I was telling my sister about it, who doesn't know that I've been manifesting it, doesn't know I've been like visualizing it and thinking about it. But she knows that it's happened the last couple of days. And she's just like, that's so exciting. She's like, why aren't you more excited about it? And it's not that I'm not excited about it. I'm happy that the manifestation showed up in 3D reality. But I've been practicing this in my imagination. I've been thinking about it and visualizing it. And I am really happy that it's here in my 3D reality. But it also just feels pretty natural. It just feels like, even though literally yesterday is the first time that I had this event happen, and I know I'm being vague about it, it's a good, positive event that's kind of like lucky and fun. And so I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is that it just feels really natural. It feels like a natural part of my life. And so whatever it is that you're manifesting right now, a romantic relationship with your specific person, or a new job, or money, when those things come into your life, they're going to feel really natural. And you may not have that heightened level of excitement that you may have right now in your imagination when you're thinking about it. And so I think in my imagination, when I was visualizing this and when I was practicing it, like as I was falling asleep, or the things that I did to manifest the thing that I manifested this weekend, it's really, I did feel like tinges of excitement during that time. And then when it's happened, it's not that I'm not pretty happy about it. I am. It doesn't feel as exciting as it maybe would. I don't even know how to explain it. It just feels really natural. And I wanted to talk about this sort of phenomenon, about how that's part of the manifesting process. I mean, that's what Neville Goddard says, like, develop the tones of reality, and it's going to feel like this natural thing. And so if you're manifesting something that feels really foreign to you right now, really different from what you're experiencing, that doesn't mean that you can't not know and develop visualizations and things. Like, you absolutely can, right? This thing that I experienced, I've never experienced before. This is the first time that I've experienced this thing, but it still kind of feels like it did in my imagination. And so what I'm saying is that, like, when you're manifesting and it comes into your 3D reality, it's not that you might be a little bit surprised. You don't really have to worry about that. What I'm saying is that, like, in your imagination, really work on it feeling really natural. And becoming the person that it feels natural to have your specific person in your life. It feels natural to have, thousands of dollars in your wallet. It feels natural to work at the dream job that you have in your imagination. So with that, thank you so much for listening, and may you manifest exactly what you want, just like I did.